Hello. Welcome to the Goldthwaite Guys Podcast. Happy St. Patrick's Day, first off. I'm joined here by my co-host, Travis Hall, and our special guest today. You want to introduce him, Travis?
Coach Head.
Coach Head.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He is the one and only Coach Head, and we wanted to have him on earlier. Saturday didn't work out. Travis, he's a fair weather guy, and it was a little cloudy outside.
Just wasn't feeling it. I'd rather been here, though.
I know. No, he had some stuff come up, and again, it's kind of one of those things.
We didn't want to be rushed either. You had stuff you had to go do.
Yeah.
That's right.
I hope you ain't got nothing but time.
No,
That's all I got.
That's right. Well, no, we wanted to talk about the year that has been, and it's still going on. When you're in golf season, you have a returning state champ, so that's a big season. I want to first, just since we're in that kind of conversation, really.
How you doing today?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm excellent. It's a good day. Great weather, except for the wind, and
Good.
And,
Good golfing
I
weather.
appreciate y'all having me here,
Coach. Glad to have you, and I was going to ask you, Travis, kind of, but is this it's like a break after the craziness, tense season of basketball to kind of go play golf and just be out there in the nature?
Yes,
it's a nice change.
It's a good change, and gives you time to relax out there, and it's. You don't have the fans yelling, and you don't have to worry about referees, and you don't have to worry about
intense practices.
Yeah, all that. So
I wouldn't have made a good golfer. I'd wrap my pole around a stick, a tree.
Yeah.
Well, we talk about golf's hard because you play a 4-hour round, and you're actually only swinging at the ball probably 4 minutes.
Right.
So you got 3 hours and 56 minutes to beat yourself up and get mad at yourself and all that. And so you got to learn how to manage that. And you can't talk bad to yourself the whole day. It's too tough.
Absolutely. And in those 4 minutes, you're going to swing the club at least over 100, 150 times doing practice swings.
That's right.
So that's a lot. So you were at a golf tournament this morning, and where were you, Lano?
We were at Lano District Preview. So it was our district teams plus a couple of other teams, and it was just boys only. Girls go on Wednesday.
Oh, okay.
So we shot pretty well. I think we can do better, but we ended up getting second behind Mason, beat San Saba, which in our district it's going to come down to two of those three will advance. So that was nice. Then Walt shot an even par 71 and won the goal. Yeah. So it was a good day.
It's good to see Walt in form like he was last year, and he's been. Of course, he plays year round.
Yes, sir.
And that helps a lot. But me and Travis again wanted to have you on through the year, but we kind of took a break during basketball.
Yeah.
I know you're kind of like that too, coaches. I have one day at home during basketball season.
Yeah.
I'm either at church on Wednesday or Sunday, and then junior high game Monday or Tuesday, high school Tuesday or Monday or Tuesday, and then Thursday and Friday kind of same situation. And it's just nonstop. So we might get Saturday to kind of unwind. So it's been a crazy season. That was a lot of success in our season.
Yes, sir. Yeah, it was fun.
And so let's kind of go back, Travis. You ready to go back?
Yeah. How far are we going back? We're going back all the way back to football, huh?
Well, we can talk about football. Yeah.
So what's your role when we're in football?
Well, I coach the receivers and I help with the inside linebackers and whatever else. We sort of the special teams. We sort of all work on that, but the majority of the time I'm with the receivers and that kick-started the year off for us and being a basketball coach, sometimes it's a double-edged sword, and you're looking at your kids hoping nobody gets hurt. You don't want them to get hurt for football, and you don't want them to get hurt for basketball, and so there's a lot of stress when it comes to that. But,
absolutely.
But no, it was a fun year in football, and got everybody through healthy and had success, and it's like everything else. If you win, you get used to winning.
Oh, yeah.
And winning always carries over, and kids that are competitive, I don't want to get ahead of any questions here.
But,
yeah, go ahead. But I know when I came here many moons ago, basketball has sort of turned into just something that you did, between
after the long state runs.
Yeah. After football, you just sort of did basketball, and then you went to track or whatever it might be. And I can remember from the very, very beginning saying, winners win at everything. There's no reason
Right.
just because you win at this sport doesn't mean you can use that as an excuse not to be successful in another sport.
Exactly.
And so through the years, I've been blessed with good assistant coaches and junior high coaches, and with great players that believed in those first groups of players didn't have anything tangible to look at. They just it was just blind faith and belief.
They were foundational guys
that we could get there.
Yeah.
And man, it culminated with this run this year, and and that was a program deal. That wasn't, and we talked about it all the time with my players that there's guys that came before you that made it where you can be successful now, and then what they did this year, it will lead to more success down, because once somebody sees that it can happen, once somebody sees that it's possible, well then
they want to be part of that.
That's right.
Yeah,
and they believe that they can do it.
Absolutely. And well, backing up though, when does season 2024 start? What part of the summer do you start going into two-a-days or coaching meetings or whatever? What's the first day of you getting going?
Well, that would be in August, but nowadays we do it year round.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
I mean, it's not like it used to be, but as far as actually meeting and getting stuff done, it would be at the middle of July on, and then when August 1st hits, where we've got the kids up there and we're doing it. But we start meeting and all in July and going over stuff that we would do for that football season,
setting the tone for the season.
Yeah.
Well, I know you're big in football, obviously, and got kiddo playing in it.
Yeah.
The question I got is, we're losing a lot of seniors, losing a lot of our offensive line in the football, on the football team on varsity level. Also losing some special players like Luke Sanderson. What is the football team going to kind of look like, if you can kind of give us your, just like I said, 3,000 or 30,000 foot view of what Goldthwaite football is going to look like next year?
Well, I think it's going to be very similar to what we saw this year. I think the talent level is just going to continue to go up, and the style of play that we'll play will be the same style.
Gotcha.
We have linemen to replace, but
skill position wise,
that's right.
Pretty similar.
But close. I've learned a long time ago, you don't underestimate your kids.
Right.
And there's always people that are willing and ready to step in and replace, and just got to believe in them.
I think this freshman class, we can all say, is a special group of kiddos, guys and girls, but they, with a year of competitive sports behind them, when we get into football season next year, I think you're going to see some really growth more. I mean, you got Aiden, who's going to be a junior. Don't know who's the backup, probably a Hayes or somebody like that will be in that spot as well. So it's going to be, I'm excited.
Yeah, just a lot of heart.
Optimistic. Yeah, you got some guys.
A lot of fighting them dogs.
Yeah. You got some good players. So Goldthwaite football is going to look good for next year. I know that's not why we're here, though. All right, we're going to talk about some basketball. I love basketball.
Last time we just kind of jumped right into that right off the bat. We're just going to lead into it.
Yeah, no.
I was thinking about that game all day today. Not the last one, but the one before.
The Mumford game.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I don't know how many heart attacks I almost seen there.
Well, that was unbelievable. It was improbable for sure.
I'm telling you.
But it was fun.
Yeah,
that was the game I got the flu, because I know I hugged every person in Goldthwaite, and I'm pretty sure I got the flu from there.
Yeah. Well, it was worth it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I like just standing back looking at the reactions of everybody. It was crazy.
Yes.
I know Karen Giesen, she couldn't move. She back there, and then a lot of them, it went from, we talked about Greenway, I meant Karen Greenway.
Yeah, I'm old too, so I know what you mean.
Yeah.
But it's fun to have big comebacks. People have 23-point comebacks,
sure,
and then people go to hit game winners, and then people go to the Final Four.
Oh, yeah.
That all happens, but to have it all rolled in to one game,
I know,
and a spot where Goldthwaite had never done that before,
right?
And it was. I told the players afterwards, so that was divine intervention.
Yeah,
I honestly believe that.
Absolutely.
So
we had Lori on. I don't know if you caught that podcast, but yeah, she, like she said to that point, Luke been trying, working on that shot since he was, old enough to shoot a basketball.
Yes,
and
everybody's dream.
He was, the moment was not too big for him.
No,
and it showed. But before we get there, let's go all the way back to October-ish.
Settle down, Russ.
Yeah. Before we get to that, let's go to October and looking at the team that you have walking in there. What are you looking at as your? Because you had 32 high school basketball players that made the team, or I guess you always make the team in Goldthwaite, but are part of the basketball program, and that's big. Yeah. Is that normal?
It hasn't been that way in a while, but there has been years where we've been that way. But no, and we were fortunate enough. We actually had a second JV team.
Yes,
and that kind of stuff's important, and trying to find them games is hard because some schools don't even have a JV that we play, much less this, they're doing good second JV.
Yeah, they're doing good to put a varsity team on the floor.
But we were able to get them into a couple of tournaments and find some games, and so no, it was encouraging, but at the same time, you're like, man, how are we going to get all these people through? But great kids that are there because they want to be there, and that makes it easier.
To that point, when your first day of practice, what are you looking at, and what impressed you? What you say? Okay, these are the guys I got, and so what's going to be our vision?
Well, I knew we had some skill, and the first time in a long time that we had multiple scorers. Right. In the past we've, a lot of my ex-players came back and they've talked to me since we finished the run, or talked to me during the run, and it was about hey, our saying used to be first one to 40 wins. That's what we used to have to do, and we just would try to find ways to grind it out, slow the game down, and then just keep it close and try to win at the end.
Sure.
This team was different, and we knew it going in because have multiple people that can score different ways. And so we just really wanted to try to spread the floor and don't run a whole bunch of sets and stuff, but let them play and learn how to play and space the floor. We call it, we play dominoes. We try to gain an advantage and get a domino, get the defense to rotate one time. Right. And if we can get the first domino to fall, then we got to keep the dominoes falling. Right. And so we did a lot of that, and we did a lot of practicing where we were 1-on-1 and 2-on-2 and 3, where we're playing and building our skills as we play, not as much as the old school way of having this station and you work on this move and this move.
Traditional
style. Yes, I think it. So we started introducing a lot of that because each player's different. I can't make them all.
Right. And just from a fan's perspective, you have the players, Luke Sanderson, Aiden Lee, Gage, that can just beat their guy off the dribble.
Yes.
And so kind of like football, get your playmakers in places where they can make plays. And right. You know what I mean? And it really worked. And again, that kind of like point, like you said, first to 40, when you got guys who can put the ball in the basket, it's different.
It's different.
You can change your defensive approach. I don't know. But obviously we still had very good defense, and you hang your hat on defense. But I seen, again, as a fan, less pressure for Luke to score the basket or make plays. Did you feel that?
No doubt. And Luke's grown over time, he became a lot better teammate as he got older about trusting.
Yeah.
You got to trust each other, and you got to, and so whenever you look out there and you have the floor spaced or he's open, you got to get him the ball. You got to make the right play. You got to make the right play, and be willing to give up the ball and know that the guy that you're giving it to is going to make the right decision. Right. And that comes with time. And as talented or as much talent as the team had, we weren't very big.
No,
and we weren't used to each other.
And young,
yes.
Team.
And so it took us a while to gel together and learn where each other is going to be.
Right.
Because, like I said, we didn't run a bunch of plays. We have sets that we run, but it's not a true play. We have some for when we need them, but mainly we're teaching concepts and letting them play out of the concepts because I just think a free mind plays faster.
Yes. Yes. And instinct kicks in.
Yeah. So
absolutely.
But that took some time, when we first started the season, it took those freshmen to get used to it, and then it took it's a whole different. The game's faster and way bigger,
right?
And then we had to get used to each other, and I feel like as we went, they really bought into each other. Man, they had so much fun together and played hard. And good things happen when you trust each other and you play hard and you believe.
And do things the right way. Play the right way. And Travis didn't get to see much basketball this year, so he's kind of hanging out over there.
I like to go to everything.
And
I didn't make him basketball.
He went a lot last year.
Yeah.
I'm slowly converting him into a basketball fan, Coach. It's been a process.
I enjoy it,
but it's
I don't think it's aggravating about the basketball. I mean, I holler at the refs too, but it's loud in there.
Yeah.
I would hate to be a ref.
Yeah, me too.
Basketball game.
Me too. I try not to yell at the officials as a coach. I've just found out that the more I yell at the officials, it affects the players, and the players start focusing on that.
And fans,
we
all kind of see it and like, okay, let's get them.
So
it's easy to ref from the bleachers.
Yeah.
But and that is something true that coach barks at the ref. Next thing you know, you got players barking at the refs, and
that's right. Then that's all we're worrying about. We're not worrying about making plays and what's happening. Control what you can control.
Absolutely. So with the non-district games were pretty intense. They played, and which we want to do is play tougher teams, tougher tournaments. Brownwood tournament, and that was a huge one for us. Played some really tough teams. Played Lampasas, very big team. I mean, they had 6'9", 6'10" guy.
Yeah, he's at least 6'10",
and he's a monster too.
And they have other good players with him. So.
Oh yeah, he was.
And then Wall,
probably third or fourth best player on that team.
Yeah,
and I was watching it. I was like, yeah, he's big, but he's not. They're not going to him. Too much. But, just talk about your non-district schedule and the games, kind of setting you. And the reason why I say that, because district was deceiving. I think every team we played, we beat them comfortably. Junction was our toughest matchup, but we played them first in district and then second round. But it was kind of a lull. And it's good on one hand for confidence for the players, but it's also – man, you're coming into the playoffs and you haven't really played anybody, that's really testing you. So going to that non-district schedule, what were you looking for to get out of that?
Well, I wanted to, we dropped Bangs and we added Lampasas and I just tried to find. We actually had a couple of other games, but because of football, we ended up having to drop those.
Sure,
but I was just trying to get against bigger people, because and more skilled people,
right?
And I guess we lost 6 games, and we lost 2 to Lampasas and 1 to Wall and 1 to Stephenville. So and then 2 to Clifton.
Wall's a tough team.
And those were good. Those were good teams.
Good teams.
And so I was just trying to throw us in there and let us learn to sink or swim. And I talked to Mike Lee. He interviewed me about the district, and I said, you know what? I don't know. First of all, I was proud of our team because I didn't feel like we ever went into a game in district where we did not play at a high level.
Played hard, yeah.
And
no letdown.
And we could have,
Yeah.
we could have. And but I would tell him, Mike, I'm not sure the district's any weaker this year than it has been in the past. I mean, Junction's a good team. Harper was actually way better.
Yeah, I agree. And second time we played them was really, really tough.
And San Saba was big and ran that 1-3-1 zone. And I just think that it looked that way because we were that much better.
Yeah,
we were that much better, and we're able to take control of games. And so then you look at them and go, well, that
is our district that weak?
Yeah,
or are we that good?
I think it was. I think the district, if we'd had teams that we've had in the past, and no offense to those teams, because we found ways to win without having as much scoring.
Right.
But those games would have been 6-point games.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it would have looked just like it has always looked.
Like a dogfight.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
But this team, like I said, had more skill and more bodies. I mean, our bench was good.
Yeah.
I mean, we had good players sitting on the bench.
Absolutely.
That in the past would have got them play.
Absolutely. And I agree wholeheartedly with that. And of course, my son is one of them. He had a good season. I wanted him to be impactful, and again, I encourage him, like, dude, you got to practice. And I'm always going to be a coach's parent, or you know what I mean. I'm always going to be a fan of the coach, and 100%. I tell Blake, coaches, you're out there to the level coach trusts his players to be out there in those moments. And I think that's important for all the kids that are listening and through Goldthwaite, and parents this way too. Don't fuss at parents about playing time. Talk to your kids about the importance of being ready and being a good teammate and doing the things in practice that make the coach trust in those moments. And I love my kid. That. And I mean, you've had talks about, my son, and I'll say this: I am so in tune with my kid and my son. I love him to the moon and back. I know the work and the effort he puts in, and so when I have those conversations with him, I know as a coach, as a fan of the coach and basketball, that I trust Coach Head's decision making to the moon and back. And so parents that hear that, those are conversations you got to have with your kids. This is not Little League basketball where I need a participation ribbon. You know what I mean? This is our best that we can put forward in our community, in our city, in our school. And those moments and the hard work that put in practice and all those things to make those players better, that's all part of the team.
That's right. Yeah.
And I encourage that, and for that, and $2 will get you a cup of coffee most places. And I talked to we called it our JV Gold, which is our second JV. Yeah.
We're going to have a ceremony soon where we pass out our third place medals.
Okay.
And we celebrate that because we get third place medal, and we're making sure everybody that was in the program gets one of those medals because
they're part of it.
It all works together. It's from the people we go against every day. It's not just the guys that are on the court.
That's right.
That set the tone and are successful. It's all of us together.
That's right.
Doing our job, and the better each of us do our job, the better the entire team.
Absolutely.
And so I appreciate, and that's one thing. This year's team, man, I love those guys, and they were great every day in practice and worked hard and were intense, and it makes us better.
Absolutely.
And so I appreciate that.
And it's the blazing the trail like you had talked about previously of of the years past, there should be some kind of maybe just sentimental value to I'm putting on a Goldthwaite Eagle jersey. Look, let's big picture. High school is awesome. It's the start of your life, and it's a great. Don't look at life later on as like, man, I remember the glory days in high school. No, we always want to be better.
That's right.
But what I'm making is the guys that have put on. There was, I guess the best way to say this story. When I was in middle school, I watched this kid named Shane Gray play at Lindale High School. This guy could fly. I mean, seriously, little white guy could jump out of the gym. And I watched, for the first time in my life, somebody dunk a basketball in a game. It was a reverse dunk. I remember it. The old wooden bleachers. And I was just like, that's the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Come on, man, what man, kid, Joe?
Yeah. No, this guy was incredible. And then going back, and another thing, again, I'll tell you this. I was 7th grade C team in Lindale. And then but I knew that's what I wanted. By the time we were seniors, I was a starter on varsity. The point I'm trying to make on this was I remember back of Shane Gray. He wore the jersey I'm wearing now.
Yeah.
That wow as a kid. Mm-hmm. And you varsity players right now, there are 4-year-olds and 10-year-olds and 13-year-olds that are looking at you like, wow.
Yeah.
Luke hit that shot.
No doubt.
I want to wear number 3.
Yeah. Exactly.
Well,
and so that's a traditional thing that we start.
The day that we were playing Mumford to try to advance to the Final Four, and I try not to get into the social media. I don't want any attention on me. I feel like my job as the coach is to do all I can to give my players the best experience they can have.
Sure.
And that's all it's ever been. And man, I had over 100 emails, texts, Facebook messages sent to me from ex-players that I coached.
Yeah.
And that's why I decided, I've got to at least address this. And I told them all, I don't even know. I had to wait till I got home to get on my phone. I had it was just blowing up. And I made sure to tell every one of those players that they were on that court.
Yeah.
They were on that court that night because I so appreciate what they have done for our basketball program. And it's still our basketball.
Sure.
They were out there, and I've had them talk great about the team, and they feel a part of it, and that's important. It's important. And we've had that in football.
Yeah,
we've had that in football, and we've had it in basketball.
Sure.
And we've been successful, just not to this degree.
Right.
And I'm hoping that it's the springboard to people.
Oh, it is
having belief.
It is, Coach. It is 100%.
Because I know that. I was a quarterback.
Yeah.
Not because of me that we win the state championship in '85.
Right.
But it becomes easier to win state championships after you see somebody that's just like you win a state championship.
Yes.
And I have no doubt about that. And it always takes a group to come along to just believe. Yeah. And have blind faith and go. Yeah. And there's been a lot of teams come through that either we ran into really, really good state championship caliber teams, or we just weren't good enough talent-wise, but we've always played hard, and we've always believed that when we take the court, we can beat anybody in the state at any time. And that night at Martin's Mill, they overwhelmed us with their size, and they whipped our tail. But I'm telling you right now, we will be better. Oh, we will find a way.
And that's where I wanted to go with this, Coach, because I wanted to talk to you about the playoffs. Like you said, it's a launching pad, a springboard to where Goldthwaite basketball and the program's going. The girls have already been there. They've been back-to-back state runs, so they are already kind of solidifying the legacy that is Goldthwaite basketball. Martinsville, I know that's where I'm from, up Northeast Texas, and they're a powerhouse, have been. But at the same time, Coach, Mumford played out of their mind.
Yeah, they played really, really well.
They missed 3 shots the first half.
I know.
And there's conspiracy. Travis brought that up about the basket.
It was just, that goal on that end.
Well,
nobody scored on that
nobody
end.
scored on the other end.
Yeah.
But it looked like it was. I mean, if you shot from that corner,
Yeah.
way up and straight back.
Well, and I'll tell you, the round before, that Evadale team,
That was a good team.
that is. I mean, they were number 3 in the state.
Where did we
And
play
they
them
at? Do what?
Where did we play? I'm sorry.
We played them at Bryan.
Okay, I didn't make that one.
No,
we
no,
went watch. We watched the girls down at
Right. Yeah, you were in Austin.
And they were legit
They were good.
top 5 team.
Yes.
That was picked by everybody to win our region.
Oh.
And we had Luke hadn't played.
Right.
He hadn't played in the 2 previous playoff games because of his ankle, and he was about 70%.
Yep.
And man,
Let's talk. I don't want to jump over you. I want to go to the first playoff game
Okay.
first.
Okay.
Who did we play first playoff game?
We played Sabinal.
Sabinal. No Luke. This is an unbelievably insane moment. Luke has never been hurt. Played 4 years of football where he was had the ball, 30 to 50% of the time, catching it out of the backfield or wide receiver or whatever. Plays very physical defense. Never been hurt. I mean, I know he's been bruised and banged up and this, that. I mean, but man, had a wonderful district run. Everybody's good. And then this thing happens.
Yeah.
He goes to practice, jumps in the air, lands on the kid's foot, and a severe sprain or
He dislocated it. I popped it back in.
Oh man!
But it slid in pretty easy. But it was sitting
He
sideways.
didn't kick you with the other one, did he?
No, he was just looking at it, sort of freaking out. But it was the last drill of the last practice. With there was probably only about 3-4 minutes left. We were doing a defensive drill and we were getting after it. And they were competing, and it's just one of those things that happens. And wow.
And he goes down. Sabinal comes in, or we play Sabinal. We needed a big game from Aiden. Aiden stepped up significantly in that game, and others. I mean, obviously, big games from Talon, big games from Landry. Gage stepped up big, but Aiden, that was probably Aiden's best playoff game of the year. In that, I tell you what. Again, he had some awesome year. He did, but in playoffs, man, I don't know if he was pressing or just struggling inside, but he's going to be fine again. Sophomore,
yes,
he's going to grow. I mean, he's going to get into those moments. But when the defense gets harder, he'll find those ways to get to the rim, and that's what he did all playoffs, or not all playoffs, but all district. Luke gets hurt, go to we'll play Sabinal. Win pretty good there. I think we were down at half or close.
No.
It was a close game at half. No,
that was the second round.
Second round. Who did we play?
That was Ben Bolt.
That's it.
Ben Bolt.
That was around San Antonio area.
Yeah.
There, and we played a pretty poor first half, and then second
Couldn't
half.
buy a basket.
Yeah, and second half, till 2 halves, kind of like Mumford.
Yeah.
And then the Mumford game.
We wasn't ahead at all in that game, was we? To that last shot.
And the Mumford game? That was Mumford.
Yeah, that was Mumford.
Yeah.
That was.
It's kind of that way with Ben Bolt. We kind of start pulling away at the end there in the fourth, but it was a pretty tight game.
Yeah, they had that little point guard.
Very
was good.
Evadale, when you walk in the gym against them, you could tell they were a bunch of seniors or older classmen.
They were seniors.
Yeah, you could tell it. Just their swagger and their confidence, and they, what were we ranked?
Not.
Okay. So, number three team in the state going up against the Goldthwaite Eagles.
Yeah, it's kind of like Mark coming over here for
Yeah. And
was it Mark? Yeah.
Do you think it was and again, this is playoffs. You didn't think they got a little bit overconfident, or do you think we just beat them?
I think they got out on us 11 points to start right off the bat, and they were big, 6'5", 6'4",
yeah,
there's a couple of things I felt like changed that game. First of all, Landry didn't shoot the ball one time the whole game, but he covered the Brewer kid who is a two-time All-State player, and he was a stud. And Landry defended that guy and battled for every rebound. He had an outstanding game, but they ran an unusual half-court 2-3 zone, or they were really good at it. It's unorthodox what they did, and they trapped a lot. And I think it just took us a while to get used to their size and what they were doing, and then when we got the lead on them there in the fourth quarter, when we got the lead, I could see it in their faces, Evadale's faces, that
they went down.
They weren't used to what was happening, and I told our guys at halftime, I would get pretty passionate about some stuff, and sometimes I'm trying to keep them calm. But I remember being really passionate at half because they had a chance to put us away in the first half, and we went from down double digits to had the shot at the buzzer to tie it, and missed it. But I told our guys at halftime, I said, they had a chance to put us away, and they didn't put us away, and now we're going to go whip them. We're going to whip them because they missed their chance. And our guys just came out and took that game, and that was one of the. I mean, that game shocked a lot more people. I talked to coaches, and they would talk to me, and that game shocked way more than the Mumford game.
Yeah, that was a statement win.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. So.
I agree, and I'll tell you this. I think it's just as a fan watching it, Luke, like you said, was not nearly Luke, and it felt like first half. Let's just put him in the corner and kind of let him be a decoy. If he's there, got an open three, he can. My goodness, like I said, he can fall out of bed and hit a three. And, he just has that. So it kind of looked like he had a governor on first half, and then second half you could just. I mean, the free throws, you could see he had the ball in his hand a lot more.
Yeah.
I think he went like 9 for 10 in the fourth quarter in free throws.
Yeah, we were going to get him the ball.
Yeah, right. And so I think that was a big, here's your senior, 4-year starter playing with one leg, and he's either going to go or he's not.
That's right.
And so, but I noticed that in the fourth, it's like, maybe even more in the third too. It's like it was an assertive effort to get the ball in his hand, and we're going to sink or swim with it.
Yeah,
and it was you could feel that, and it worked out. Same way with Mumford, terrible shooting game, first half. But then the second half comes along again. They missed 3 shots first half. Were we down 20 at half, 18 at half?
Yeah,
41-18 or something.
Yeah,
it was
20, we got down 23 multiple times in that game.
Yeah,
and
that last 4 minutes, or was it 2 minutes? Or
I think that we finished the game on a 26-7 run to beat them.
Yeah,
and I'll never forget. There's a couple of things that happened in that game that I remember just because of the players. One of them was when they shot the free throw. They were up 1, and they shot the first free throw and missed it.
Yes,
and Talon said, "This game's over."
Wow.
He looked over at Luke and said, "This game's over." And then they made the next one, and Luke gets the ball and hits the game winner, and then little Hayes Greenway.
Yeah, he turned it on there.
The smallest, slowest, least athletic guy on the whole court, and he got going. And when that buzzer went off, he is crying.
He's
crying.
Yes,
and I screenshot you when
and he's yelling. We have a saying, "Swing your sword."
Yes,
and he's yelling, "I'll swing my sword. I'll swing." I mean, and he's just crying. Man, that kind of stuff right there. You can't forever put anything on that. I mean, I'll remember that. forever.
I seen that on the video. I screenshot that and sent it to Mom and Dad.
Yeah.
Good.
Unbelievable.
To Hayes, there was a play in that game. I think it was a decided, like it was one of those games.
Got him with charging something.
No, he tipped the pass,
Saved the ball. Yeah.
and instead of just letting the ball go out of bounds, like you said, he's not fast, he's not athletic, but he goes all he has and tips it back to Aiden or Luke.
Gage. It was Gage.
And that was the winning play. Of course, I think Hayes makes winning plays. But that was one of those mentality things of we're going to win this game and not just, and then you had several freshmen come in and make huge plays. Wilson Grebe, one of those hit, not scared of the moment, goes up there and hits, 2 threes that I know of, maybe 3.
I think that group of boys, like I call it Little League football when they were playing that. There was a few games that they were, like they were just kind of dragging but a little bit, and it got close to the end. And was like, man, come on now.
Yeah.
But they always
found a way.
Yeah. I'm like, man, y'all messing with me. Quit doing that.
Yeah, they just find ways to win.
They got it. They'll find a way.
Yeah, and Hayes hit big threes. Your lone junior Zachary hit a 3.
Hit a big one in the corner. Yeah.
Landry didn't shoot the ball particularly well that game, but of course Aiden hit a 3, I think, in that game, which we needed, and then of course Luke just was amazing in that last 2 minutes. Kind of one of those apropos moments. They make that free throw at the end. You didn't call a timeout. What were you thinking?
Well, I had the timeout ready,
right?
But I wanted to just see. There was 8 seconds. I wanted to see what happened.
Yeah.
So we inbound the ball to Luke.
No press.
And they match up, and number 13 is on Luke.
There you go.
And he's not one of their better defenders.
Right.
And so Luke's bringing it up.
Yeah.
On 13, what play am I going to draw up to get a better matchup than that?
Yeah.
And so I was watching in case they trapped him or switched or did something, then I would use my timeout. But they never did. 13 stayed on him from the top of the key down there all the way down.
Right.
And then I was like, I'm going to trust my senior All-State player.
Yeah.
And that's just I'm not gonna insert anything. It's exactly that's the best situation I can have is him with 13 on him.
It's the whole mentality of what you set up this whole year for. Let them go play. Have the freedom to play.
Yeah.
This is it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to call a timeout and set up a design play and let them set up their defense.
Right.
Just go win the game.
Right.
And I like that mentality.
And like I said, if that had double teamed him at the half court, then I'd have used the timeout.
Gotcha.
And if it looked, but I trust them to, we're just going to go play and we're going to get our matchup, and that was it. And and you said something about, so we didn't lead at any point of that game because the ball didn't go through the net till the buzzer was off.
Right.
So they led the entire 32 minutes of that game because the ball's in the air when the horn goes off and then it goes through.
Sure. I'm sure you've watched that.
Chase lost feeling in his legs.
Again,
yeah, he did.
Can't feel my legs.
Can't feel my legs.
I've watched that a million times.
Yep. It's so fun.
Yeah. But, I don't know who it was on the court, but they picked Gage up, took off running around with him.
I don't even know.
Took off
I think it was Caden Coho.
No, somebody told me it wasn't. They made him get back in the stands or something.
It might have been one of his family.
It was. I was sort of in shock. I mean, it was one of those. Did we just really come back and beat this team? Because at no point did it look like
their coach had his hand on his. I said his head in his hand on his head.
Yeah,
just looking up like what
what just happened?
Yeah, what just happened? Yeah. So, but it was a true team effort. I mean,
that game we talked about for a long time.
Yeah. I mean, I know Luke hit the game winner, but there were
lots of plays.
A lot of plays,
yes,
by a lot of people.
Yes,
and like I said,
he signed the deal.
Yeah. But there was no doubt that he was going to shoot that last shot.
It had to be him. It had to be in that moment.
Yeah.
And if we lost that, man, what a comeback we almost had.
Yeah.
But then again, we're not as excited then.
No.
But let's still go into, the Mumford game and the height of that. did you feel like when we played Martin's Mill that maybe we were overwhelmed with just the excitement of the last game? Obviously you're going to say, well, yeah, we were prepared. We were as best we could be. They were a good team. Obviously, you said that. But do you feel like we played our best ball that night, or do you feel like we missed it?
I don't think we played our best ball.
Okay,
but I don't think it was lack of them being prepared or lack of. I don't think the moment was too big or they choked or I don't think any of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just think
a lot of sickness going on.
There was, Zach didn't even play. Zach was throwing up.
Right.
But during warm up. But
Talon was sick as well.
Yes.
There was others that gauge.
I just didn't feel like. I just think that at that moment in time, Martin's Mill was bigger and better than we were.
Well, they handled the ball well and controlled the ball well.
They were good. They don't go. They beat Lipan by double digits.
Yes.
And their number 0 didn't even play the whole third quarter because he was in foul trouble. So you're talking about they beat the defending state champ.
Yes.
By double digit points
Handedly.
without their best player playing. But I told our guys that's the level we want to get to. So we know. Now let's go.
Get beat by the best. Yeah.
That's right. We're going to figure out a way.
To that point, I wanted to ask you this because, you got Evadale, that ranked number 3, Lipan always up there. Martin's Mill is up there as a staple. We're trying to get to that, upper echelon of 2A teams. Were you able to glean from these coaches and these teams and that's a really effective offense, or man, I like the way they styled the press, or did you? I know you're always learning.
Yeah, I'm a big. I study a lot.
Yeah,
I'm a big, but it's just usually our kids don't look like the other kids.
Yeah,
Yeah. If there are some teams that play like we play and are size of us and whatever it might be. But I'm always catering to what I think our guys can do the best. And what somebody else does looks really good, but is it the scheme or is it the player?
Right.
Or, you get that way in football. You can take a really good team and they can win running the wishbone or they can win running the spread.
Sure.
A good team's going to look good.
They got the Jims and the Joes.
Yeah. And, but of course we're going to see some things. I've already looked at some things and ways that we can improve. But one of the ways we're going to improve is there's no reason that what number 0 for Martin Mill was, which was that he wasn't their bigger one. He was the 6'5" guy. The 6'7" kid was a whole nother.
Yeah, he's another animal.
But the 6'5" kid was, to me, their best player. Using him at the high post and all that. There's no reason that can't be Talon Gardner.
Right, implemented in. Absolutely.
But Talon right now is just a freshman.
That's right.
Number 0 didn't play like that as a freshman.
That's right. And they're coming. That's right.
So I'm, we'll go to the drawing board and we'll figure out what we need to do.
Sure.
But a lot of that is, you can have all the money in the world, but you can't buy experience.
Right.
And the things that they went through and saw and did, they're already better than they were.
Super vital, yeah.
And so that's what I'm. But of course, I always watch good teams and say, all coaches steal stuff.
Yeah. If you're not, you're dying.
That's right.
Part of the game.
Yeah, all coaches steal stuff.
I was really impressed with the Martin's Mill coach. Just his demeanor, his the way he, I guess managed the game. He put his players in. There were sometimes when they wanted to move the ball. My goodness, they moved the ball, and you're like, that's really good offense.
Yeah.
That's nothing. We're playing good defense. We are a good defensive team.
Yeah.
They are moving the ball so well that it looked like we were on our back hill.
Well, what makes them tough is they had so many matchup in their favor at nearly every position.
Yeah.
So you couldn't really help. You couldn't really.
Yeah.
They could put you on an island, and if he was bigger and better than you, it was hard to help, or
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And
because what you do is you leave a guy on double team, and then you got the best shooter in the nation over in the corner.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
That's right.
You don't want him with the ball.
Yeah.
And then shot goes up, and you have a 6'7" kid down there rebounding the ball.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
you
It's just tough.
Yeah, it's just the mercy of them.
yeah.
You know?
So, but
can't teach size. Can't teach
I hope.
No.
I hope not. I mean, for more than one reason, but I hope we get to play him again next year. I'd like another shot at him.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not. I mean,
This ain't over yet.
that's right.
You ain't seen the last of us.
And to that point, Coach, like I said, I think this is a launching pad and a start. Not that, like you had talked about. I mean, Coach, how many years have you been coaching here at Goldthwaite?
19.
This is 19.
19.
So 20th year next year will be big because it's going to be that same thing of 19 years of players that, again, have set the stage for what Goldthwaite basketball is doing now. And I think that's important, and they're coming. When you got 13 kids in the high school program, have a very talented 8th grade team that went undefeated in district and won the district championship. Undefeated 7th grade team that went, won the Hamilton tournament.
Yeah.
Won the district, won the district championship or tournament outright. Same way 8th grade didn't do as well in the Hamilton tournament. But the ball players are here moving forward. I mean, you know, where you can say the JV, I think JV won district, correct?
Yeah.
I mean, so just like football, we won district in every age. And every team, and some of them weren't. I mean, I don't think the 7th grade team they had a game where they were even with under close to 30 points. I mean, they are just destroying teams, and they only had 7 kids.
Yeah,
Yeah.
8th
grade I think had 8, and so not big classes like the freshman class that came in, but still coming up. I don't know what 6th grade looks like. I don't know what 5th grade looks like, but
I think the years to come, it's just going to get better and better and better.
Yeah.
That's
what I'm saying. The future is looking bright for Goldthwaite sports, period, but Goldthwaite basketball program moving forward. And
I can't wait till we got a bigger cafeteria to put all these trophies in.
Yeah, bigger trophy case.
Fill it up.
Yeah. But can you speak to the future of Goldthwaite basketball and what are you seeing moving forward?
No, I agree. I'm glad that this year happened because it does push that to the forefront. But I'm like I said, I don't want to shortchange the guys that have come before because they've been winning basketball games since. And I'm not saying it's because of me, but Goldthwaite basketball, since I got here, and that's all I can attest to because I don't know when I was coaching other places.
Sure.
But when I got here, I felt like basketball was just something to do between football and track.
Right.
And now, even that first team I had, got beat by Eula, who went to the state tournament in the third round of the playoffs.
Oh, wow.
But we never got to the degree that it is now. And but every year we've been in the thick of a fight.
Sure.
And I don't think that since I've been here we've been in a lot of districts and a lot of regions, and we've never finished worse than second.
Wow.
In a district.
Well, there you go.
That's
big.
And so, the future of Goldthwaite basketball is bright because we are getting more skilled kids because they play more basketball on their own.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
And that's what you got to do here.
Yes.
Because we're not Martinsville, we're not Lipan that get to play year round.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so they have to put some time in on their own.
Right.
And we're getting to the point where, and seasons like this make it where a littler kid wants to go shoot on his own and dribble the ball and do that. And
that's
so I'm excited for that. And but again, I'd still view it as my job is to push them, put them in good spots to win, and let them have the best time of their life.
Yes.
And the rest will take care of itself.
Mission accomplished this year for sure. I want to kind of piggyback on what you said there, I think too is important. The level of competitiveness inside the program matters. Meaning 32 kids played in high school basketball. Not all of them were on varsity. Even in the playoffs, not all of them were on varsity. Yes, they contributed, like you said. And I want this to be, if you love basketball and this is what you want to do and be part of Goldthwaite basketball and the tradition and the legacy that is being built, that has been built, continues to be built, there's got to be some kind of competitive nature in you to want to play to that. Because the point I'm trying to make in this is the days are over of, well, I want to play, so I'm just going to go try out and play.
Yeah.
No, we're putting good products out there.
Yeah.
And you need to be good enough to be on that product of play. And I think that's should motivate young players, and because here's the thing, you're not owed anything, as I pointed earlier. Like you go earn what you get. And I think more so in basketball, those are awesome rides. And everybody that's hearing us right now is like, man, yeah, to go to state and to be in the Final Four of the only, Texas is a big state.
Yeah.
To be the only 4 teams left and then lose to a, the state champion. Beat Mumford on a crazy buzzer beater that will forever be remembered, and then beating Ben Bolt, beating Evadell, number 3 in the state. All of that, if you want to be part of that, that's awesome. But that starts that practicing, like you said, by yourself, or going to AAU, or going to basketball camps in the summer. We're big on that. You have to put the work in to be part of and that's any sport, but we're talking basketball now, to be part of what we're trying to accomplish in Goldthwaite, because you can't just roll out of bed and be a state champ.
No, and part of that is same thing. When you have good players coming, you better work on your game, or somebody that you don't even expect is going to pass you up.
The hungry guys are here.
Yes. That's just the way it goes.
Absolutely.
That's what built America. I think America's gotten softer over time,
Absolutely.
but that's what builds America.
Yes.
Is if this is what I want, I'm going to go get it. And if somebody else isn't willing to do that, they might be the big kid on the block
right
early on.
Yes.
But there's somebody else wanting to take your spot.
That's what I always said in Oilfield. You don't want to do your job. I got somebody else standing
That's right.
line.
That's
That's
right.
right. There's somebody else that wants it and is working to it.
And hungry and wants the playing time. And so I think that's important to say. Again, that goes with any sport, but I guess this is geared towards basketball.
Well, basketball is a skill sport.
100%.
It's a skill sport where you've got to work on your skills.
Yes, and not only that, it's one of those games that I love watched a lot of it. It's an instinctive game too. Yeah. And the only way you get those instincts is to put yourself in those situations. And so, but that's big. Coach, I don't know how long we've kept you. We're about an hour here, so we won't be mindful. Go ahead.
We're going to take a break and come back, because
we can.
Enough about talking about work. I got some other things on.
Yeah. All right. Let's take a quick break, and we'll be right.
I can't feel my legs.
Right. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Goldthwaite Guys Podcast. We are joined by the man, the myth, the legend, Coach Jeffery Head, from coming off of a historic Goldthwaite Eagle basketball state semifinal run and falling short to the Martins Mill Mustangs. Are they Mustangs?
Mustangs.
Yeah, and they are the state champs this year. First year they won the state in like 60 years or something like that.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, so congratulations to them. But know this, you're on notice. Goldthwaite is coming.
That's right.
And Travis, he has some off the wall questions. He has a lot documented over there.
Let's quit talking about work.
And talk about what some questions you have. What's going on?
It's been bugging me all day. Who is your favorite actor?
Oh, that's easy. I'm gonna have to say Jay Head.
Heck
Jay
yeah,
Head.
there you go. I'm jealous of that kid. He's,
Yeah.
I've always liked Sandra Bullock, and he's got to meet her.
Sandra Bullock was awesome too. She was
really.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
She-
There's some
very
stars you don't want to meet because you're kind of nervous that they'll be jerks, but she wasn't, huh?
No, she was good, and actually,
Did you get to meet her?
yeah, oh yeah,
No, give me some.
yeah. She's
I had to watch Miss Congeniality. the other night.
No,
Yeah.
we Jay's blessed us with meeting a lot of cool people and doing a lot of cool things.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
And but Sandra Bullock she's very professional and and taught Jay a lot about how to be a good actor.
Yeah.
But she also took him under her wing, and we filmed the Blind Side in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever we came back home from Atlanta, when the show was done, we had a wrap and came home. When we pulled up into the driveway, there was a brand new bicycle
Oh, wow.
sitting on the porch.
Yeah.
And Sandra Bullock
No
had
good.
bought that and had it built and made and sitting on our front porch.
Wow.
Huh. That's
And
great.
so she was really nice, and she's beautiful.
Yeah,
And,
yeah, sure. So,
But
Texas girl too.
but
Yes,
you
yes,
know,
San Antonio.
the coolest part about
Austin, I think.
the
Austin,
coolest
yeah.
part was the day that I got to be on set when they did
Oh,
the
yeah?
scene with all those football coaches.
Yeah.
were you
they
an
had-
extra?
No, I just was there.
Oh, okay.
And so when Nick Saban and all those
Oh.
guys were doing,
Yeah, I remember that.
I got to sit around, talk to Lou Holtz and
Wow.
Nick
Oh, heck,
Saban,
yeah.
and I mean all the coaches that were on there. It was
Yeah.
Ed Ogeron, and it was really cool.
Huh.
And
Was that
got to talk football with them, and
That's neat. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Were you starstruck there?
no, not really,
No.
no. But I mean,
Have you ever been starstruck
No.
by one of them?
no. I don't know. I just figure they're just
Average guys.
they're regular people.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Yep.
They're just regular people.
That's the way to
That's
look at
right.
it.
Yeah,
Would
So-
you get an autograph?
No,
Good.
they did gave me a gift at the end. I didn't know they were going to do that, but they got me a Nike hat, and every one of the coaches had signed it. So I have that at my
Huh. That's
at my house.
So, that was your son being part of the Blind Side. Coach Jay was part of Friday Night Lights.
Yeah, he was the TV
Oh.
show.
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was Bo Miller. He,
All right.
he did like 5 episodes of that. That got him going to where then he, the director of Friday Night Lights, was the one that directed the movie Hancock with Will Smith.
Yes, super good.
Jay-
that was a good one too.
That's how Jay got in that, because
Okay.
Jay did a good job on Friday Night Lights, and that director, when they came time to cast the son in Hancock,
Yeah.
they contacted Jay, and
Okay. So,
And,
so Jay was on Friday Night Lights or no?
yes,
The
Wow.
series or the movie?
the series.
The series.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I didn't know that.
He was
All
on 5 episodes of Friday Night Lights,
Huh.
this
I'll be
TV
there.
show.
I haven't watched the series.
right.
Yep.
That's new.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he was in The Blind Side, Hancock.
Yeah,
Friday
and
Night Lights. He's been on Law and Order. He's
Yeah.
been on Mad TV.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
He's been on Tombstone. He got shot pretty quick, but he got killed off pretty
Tombstone.
quick. I mean, not Yellowstone.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, he got
Yeah.
he got
Back in my
shot pretty.
brain.
He got
I
shot
forgot
pretty
about
quick.
that one, yeah.
But, no, he's you know,
That's pretty cool.
Jay had a special gift, and we were blessed with
Yeah.
that. But no, a lot of good experiences, a lot of people, and we never had any problems. Everybody he worked with treated him well, and we
Good.
didn't have any problems.
That's good
Yeah.
because you hear the horror stories.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
You know.
I saw some horror stories
Oh,
now,
I bet you did.
but when we first went out there and watched how parents coddled to them, and
Yeah.
it was,
yeah.
I was like, Jay,
Man,
we're not doing it like that.
That ain't us.
That's pretty wild stuff.
Yeah.
Well, we have other little Droshi, River Droshi was big in the Christmas Story too, and Jason got in on that too as an extra.
Jason
Droshi.
Oh, okay.
That was in there.
Yeah.
I don't know that he's done some Nickelodeon things and stuff like that, but well, Jay, as we're talking about him, he's no longer in LA, but he's in Texas and doing his own thing now, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's in Round Rock. So
good deal. And your other son is. Tell me his
Jansen.
Jansen.
Yeah, he came. Well, they both came to our playoff games.
Yes.
Jay wasn't able to come to the Mumford one, but Jansen was, and they both were ex Goldthwaite Eagle basketball players, and they were on that court with us that night too.
Yeah.
And just a great experience to have them there. But
so now, what does Jansen do?
Jansen,
how old is he?
Shoot. He was born in 96.
Am I aging you now?
Yeah.
All right. So he's around almost.
He's going to be 28.
Yeah.
Going to be 20.
And that was just like right before 2000.
About Richie's age.
30 years ago was 1970, wasn't it?
Yeah. Calm down.
Jansen works for a company that gives surgeons like prosthetic.
Okay.
Artificial hips, joints, stuff like that, and so he's in on
pharmaceutical sales.
Liaison for. Sometimes he sits in on surgeries and he's a liaison with the surgeons. Gotcha. A lot of times he delivers they need this equipment for these surgeries at this hospital, and
gotcha.
so he's in on that.
I said pharmaceutical sales. That's like drug sales, but I guess medical technology and things like that. So I didn't want to be that guy. He's
speaking my language
there.
But that's awesome. And he lives around where?
He's in Waco.
In Waco. Yeah, awesome. And you are married to Miss Jordan, who is my buddy on the basketball. We're in the press box every game. Yeah. And she keeps us in line.
Yeah, she's a good stat keeper, and she did an excellent job for us, and is passionate about the game and knows the game. Yeah. She's somebody I can talk to. Yeah. Actually about basketball because. Well, she's a former player, right?
Yes. Yeah. Well, let me ask you this too, Coach. I'll say this, but maybe you can speak about that about Jordan. But just seeing her and getting to talk to her, and throughout the season, she cares just as much about those players as you do. And I say that because she's the one getting on the bus with a bunch of stinky boys and traveling all over Texas. So speak to her and what she means to the program and what the program means to her.
She teaches high school English, so she knows the players and the kids, and she does. She loves them like they're her own kids. Yeah. And she's not afraid to speak her mind and get on them when they need to be got on to. Sure. And but hug their neck whenever they need that. And like I said, she wants to see them succeed and we make a pretty good team when it comes to that kind of stuff with the team. And so I appreciate. She makes my job a lot easier. She handles a lot of the social media stuff for us and puts that on there. She's a lot better at that stuff. Sure. I'm like a caveman and trying to do all that, and she does a good job of all that. But she sheds the tears and screams and yells and feels the passion, and just like we all do. Sure. And so that makes it a lot better.
Yeah, I think to that point, she's kind of like my wife. This church wouldn't be I'll say this: they hired me because of my wife. I just happened to be part of the deal.
Yeah.
And I think that's not that she's the quality of the coach or whatever, but it takes that team, that support from home, and and not only the late nights and traveling from Center Point on a Friday or a Tuesday night.
Exactly.
And she's there with you And that's a testimony.
Yeah.
To her.
Well, and she allows me to pour into the kids and spend, I'm tired, so she knows we're not going to the movies or we're not going out, and so she allows me to pour into those kids, and even though it most of the time takes away from our relationship, and so anyway,
have to sacrifice. Sure.
Yeah. Put in a lot of time, you don't get paid for it.
Yeah,
but it pays off.
Coach, other than Blindside,
okay,
what's your favorite movie?
Oh shoot, I don't know that I can't pick one movie. I love Braveheart.
Braveheart.
If I had to say one, but man, it just depends on what kind of mood I'm in.
Sure.
I like to be moved in movies. I like to either laugh or cry or get fired up.
Yeah, sure.
I don't want lukewarm stuff.
And you have to be in the mood of that, right? If you want to be inspired. Yeah.
So it just depends on what I'm in the mood for, but I always have loved the movie Braveheart.
Sure.
And,
so you're a golf coach, and you're in the movies. You got sons. Have you met Shooter McGavin?
No, I haven't. I have not. That'd be cool though.
I was thinking you'd say Tin Cup. That would have been a better choice.
Well, that would be cool too.
Better.
What's that one with the Chevy Chase?
Caddyshack.
Yeah, Caddyshack.
That's a classic.
Yeah, that's a classic.
He's my kind of idiot.
Yeah, that's a classic right there.
Just kind of a question I get. What kind of music are you into? I know, I do my thing on the game nights and things like that. What if you're going to
grew up in the best years of music?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
What you jamming to with the windows down in your Jeep on the Caliche Road?
Well, I like old school rock.
Yeah.
And if I'm in my backyard, it's probably Willie Nelson.
Okay.
And
sure.
And
Blue Eyes.
Yeah. So I'm sort of the same way with my movies. I like
got to be in the mood.
I like all kinds of music.
Sure.
I mean, I'm not opposed to listening to Eminem some.
Yeah, sure.
And because he's passionate about what he's saying, and
he could get you motivated.
That's right. Yeah. But I'm just I sort of go with the flow on that too.
I do have something I want to address, and it's my own self. I was heartbroken to find out that we have not been doing things right. Apparently, you're not allowed to play sounds. When we make a basket, this was always our thing, and it was great.
Yeah.
You're like, we're not allowed to do that anymore.
We can't.
The district said no.
UIL. It's a UIL rule. So, but what you can do is you can use the microphone.
Oh.
So I guess I'm asking for permission, Coach. Maybe we can say who made the shot in the games. I don't know how we can do that.
Oh yeah,
kind of like they do in the NBA.
Yeah.
It's like
No, I'm all for it. I think anything you can add to.
I was heartbroken about that.
Yeah.
I was wanting to shoot fireworks at baseball games on home runs and stuff. We can't do that.
You can't?
Somebody told me we couldn't. Yeah.
Probably not.
I guess it'd be better to ask for forgiveness.
I think the UIL rule is.
I don't think you can do it in the gym though.
So my question though. My question is, and maybe this is
challenge accepted.
A rule. Let's say they hit a home run. Okay.
Roman candles.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But is the play over when the ball goes over the fence, or is it when the player touches home?
He's got to touch home.
I'm going to say that he's got to touch home.
It's got to be a legit score
because he could not touch home plate and it not count.
Because the UIL rule is you can't play any amplified music or any amplified sound during a live action. That's why if during football games you'll see us playing different things, but right before you say hut, nothing.
Really.
You can't have anything.
I'd get in trouble because I don't follow rules.
But moving forward,
walk the line.
So
the edge of the cliff.
But yeah, I mean, when you person hits a home run or something, you
Or
got.
when the other team drops a ball or something, play, something like wah, wah.
Yeah. Well,
You can't do that.
No, yeah.
you got to be mindful of that because you got to remember they are kids.
They are kids, yeah. Well, I am too.
Yes.
Yeah. Don't let my age
There's
fool
lots
you.
of time I get home and I told Amy, I said, man, I made that butt out of myself, didn't I?
Yeah.
So, well,
Par for the course, huh?
yeah,
No,
but
but
show my face some Saturday morning, Wednesday, but nah, I don't care anymore.
so, Coach, what's your favorite restaurant in Goldthwaite? Or let's start in Goldthwaite. Where's your favorite restaurant, in Goldthwaite?
Well, that's going to get me in trouble.
No, we'll preface it by saying all the restaurants
There's
are
something
Okay.
good about each and every one of them.
I'm going to say
Yeah.
this. Peabody's.
Oh,
Hey,
wow.
yeah. Or the wagon wheel.
Yeah, wagon wheel.
I called that Peabody. I called it Peacocks for like a year before.
I don't know what's there now. I still call it Peabody.
Yeah. That was a good one. Especially on a Sunday after church, get you a little chicken fried steak.
Yeah.
That was something special.
But I'm sort of the way saying, I guess maybe Italian food is probably
That's your go-to?
my favorite food to eat. But
Yeah.
I'm the same way. I like to change things up. So
Are you Italian?
I don't think
I
so.
don't think so.
Maybe.
Texan.
My wife is
You ever been to Italy?
half
No, I
Italian.
have not,
no.
but I would love to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my wife's half Italian.
Really?
Yeah. Or her dad's half Italian, so I guess she's quarter Italian.
You're Polish, huh?
No, I think I'm English.
Australian?
Yeah. No, Australian. I'm English. But yeah, and it was Italian's good. And then, of course, we haven't had this question in a while, Coach. If you're going to get wings,
We haven't. Yeah.
yeah, if you're going to order chicken wings, how are you getting them?
Or sauce nuggets.
I'm gonna go. First of all, I know y'all are gonna give me heck.
Oh, here
I'm
we go.
boneless.
That's it.
Okay,
All right.
I've never heard them called sauce nuggets till
but
Coach Bradley was on there.
but whatever.
That's disappointing.
I don't
Coach.
care. That's what I like. And that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
And
You
if
do
it
what you
makes
gotta
me
do.
less of a man than it does,
You sound like Jernigan.
I'm secure enough in
I know.
myself to say that's what I want to eat. That's what I'm eating.
Well, Coach, you're getting very defensive over there. Yeah. That's fair. You like what you like.
I think he expected that question.
Yeah, he was ready. He was ready for it.
No, I've just heard it before.
Yeah,
People
sure.
try to make fun of me like
Yeah,
they're going to talk me out of it. No, that's what I'm eating.
You like it. You like it. And but can we agree that they don't need to be called chicken wings? Can we just call them nuggets?
I could agree. I could go with that.
Okay. I just don't want the name.
I thought they were legs.
Boneless
actually. I mean,
wings.
some of them look like legs.
They just that's
Like a big booty
McDonald's where they only have 3 shapes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you don't know.
Dino nuggets.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I made
Well, that's good. But where are you getting them from, Coach? Where are you getting your boneless wings?
I guess Buffalo Wild Wings.
B-dubs or
Yeah.
Wingstop? Which one's better?
I like B-dubs better.
Okay. That's good.
They
The
got slushy
environment.
machines soon.
Well, yeah. His slushy machines are get you in trouble, Coach. But yeah, that's one of the big ones. And now everybody in Goldthwaite knows where you stand, and I'm okay with it. It's not you just can't win them all.
No.
And that's okay. But Travis, you got something else?
No, man, that was a question that's been bugging me all day.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, Coach, you drive a Jeep.
Yeah.
My dad bought a Jeep back when
I got a Jeep, Willis Jeep. Yeah.
that he bought it and he drove brand new, very similar to yours. Couldn't ever make up his mind whether he liked it or not.
Doorknob Dave.
I love it. I'll
Love
always
it?
have a Jeep.
Okay, do you love it for just being around town?
Yeah.
Like if you have to go somewhere, you're not driving that thing.
No.
Okay.
I try not to.
Okay,
I mean, I have.
sure. Well, yeah,
I mean,
you
I've
have
gone to the Metroplex
Wow.
with the top off and the doors off.
to. Oh man,
But it gets a little. You get on those interstates, and
Yeah.
there's people 3 feet from you going about 85.
Yeah.
But when
You
somebody
don't-
makes you mad, you can kick a mirror off real
Yeah.
easy that way
Yeah.
too.
It can sort of make you go. I'm not sure this is really
Yeah.
all that smart.
yeah, it's very very.
But yeah,
Well, and yours, I good looking Jeep. I'm just why he's want to say that is, I've kind of been wanting one.
get one.
I'm probably
You won't
gonna-
regret it.
I had a motorcycle for years, and then when Blake was born, I couldn't put a car seat on it, so I had to get rid of it. Now he's 18. Big news for him. and I'll say this, but he's at the time being accepted to Hill College.
Awesome.
And he is going to take part in their automotive technology department and get go through that route. And I'm so proud of him for doing that. And processes of that are going on. Before we get out of here, if you want to connect with the show, email us at here we go.
There it is. Goldthwaite Guys at Yahoo.
I think it's Goldthwaite Guys.
Goldthwaite Guys Yahoo.
At yahoo.com.
Goldthwaite Guys on YouTube.
On Goldthwaite Guys on YouTube. And that's where you can check us out.
Yeah.
And then we'll put it on Facebook and share it with your friends and get the word out. We're trying to get over, I don't know how many subscribers we have now, but we're up there.
Yeah.
Biggest podcast in Goldthwaite, Coach. Part of it.
I know.
Yeah. But there's a couple other things I want to talk about real quick.
Have you checked our emails lately?
Yeah, no, haven't had any. So, we haven't announced it.
When are we going to get some merchandise?
Exactly.
We need some swag.
We need some, let's get some merchandise.
We're going to work on that. We'll get it. We'll go print shop there. And, we're in March. We're getting into the Easter season with Lent right now, and things going on at churches and different areas. We just now finished our youth center. We still got to put some flooring in it and do some different things. But Richie Rich is our youth pastor here at the Cowboy Church. Jay Bill has now taken the the youth pastor position at Church of Christ. John Free is senior or youth pastor at First Baptist, and then of course. Fellowship, or they're in limbo. They just Sam is moved on from the youth, but they are still have a wonderful children's program and have on Wednesday nights a huge children's following. And then of course Sunday mornings programs. So many great churches going around. Find you a place to church, plug in and be part of the body here of believers. We have. Also, food banks going on next week, so there's no reason to ever be hungry in Goldthwaite. So we have food bank the second Tuesday here, and then the second and fourth Tuesday at Evangelistic Center. That'll be available next Tuesday at 10. So make plans to be there if you need it or help. They need volunteers. Also, again, March is busy. Coach, you have golf going on tomorrow. You had golf going on today. Back in Lano tomorrow with the ladies. Wednesday, sorry.
Track Thursday.
Junior high track is Thursday.
Softball, baseball tomorrow.
At Hamilton. Baseball tomorrow is here.
Yes, and softball. Girls at 5 and then boys at 6, I believe.
I'll be announcing the boys game tomorrow.
I won't be running back and forth because that Mason or Johnson City, that boy that's pitching over there is,
the Johnson City we're playing tomorrow, and they're supposed to have one of the best pitchers in the state in 2A. So he's really good.
His stats are right up there with like Shelby Miller's pitching in the pros.
Yeah, he's up there throwing some gas. So that'll be tomorrow, and then Friday is the varsity track meet, or is that Thursday?
I think it's all Thursday.
All Thursday track meet. Where's that varsity track
Hamilton.
meet? So it's a junior high or middle school. It's all one together. Junior high and high school
staggered up.
That's crazy.
All day.
Wow, that's going to be a late night then.
Yeah.
Wow.
Run slow, jump low.
They're starting the high school before.
Yes.
Earlier in the day.
Okay, I got you. Also, just to make another point about all the things going on, Disciple Now weekend is this weekend. If you haven't signed up for that, there may still be some opportunities to do that. That's a big deal for our community, and all the churches get together and do that. Next week is some other things going on. No, not next week. The 27th and 28th are the Eagle track meets.
Yes.
That is here at Goldthwaite.
So junior high, the 27th in high school? 20th?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And also the 29th is opening day for Little League Baseball. So make plans to
That's the Saturday, the big deal we always have, the opening day.
Yeah, right. Opening day. Yeah. And I'll be announcing that as well. A lot going on. So I think Coach is Coach Wolf's dad doing the announcing for the girls, or how's that working? What's that working?
He's doing the music stuff. Yeah,
cool.
Yep.
Good deal. That takes a little bit off my plate. But yeah, that'll be what's going on through March, And then again into April, we got
When is Easter? Did you say that?
April 20th
April.
is Easter. We have sunrise service here at the Cowboy Church, and there's other opportunities. I think other churches are having different sunrise services in different times. Methodist Church is doing a whole Holy Week thing, which is really neat. Pastor Brock's doing some good stuff over there. So that's moving forward. We just had a birthday yesterday, the big 44. I went to Dallas to watch our Mavericks lose to a really bad 76ers team.
No. Happy birthday.
Yeah. Yeah, somewhat dumpster fire. But anyways, they play Detroit Friday. Thinking about going to that game and seeing how bad they can do there. So,
what's his name tore his ACL, right?
Kyrie.
Yeah.
Our last. They did just.
He needs a lucky horny toad. Look at it. Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, they did announce though. Anthony Davis is now going to the G Leagues today to get some work in. So maybe he'll be back with the Mavericks next week. So we'll see. They have 8 players. They have 8 players in the NBA team.
Really?
Everybody's hurt.
Crazy.
Yeah, it was sad. There were 6 people warming up for the Mavericks yesterday.
How do you I don't know. How do you have that many pro ball players and get hurt
It's unbelievable.
in basketball?
It's unbelievable.
That's more than they have in football getting hurt.
I know,
And it's a
yeah.
contact sport.
I know.
I mean, hockey. They need to get some hockey players.
Yeah, there you go.
Anyways, Coach, that's all we got. Coach, thank you so much for being here.
No,
You have
thank
anything
y'all.
else you want?
No.
Enjoyed it.
I appreciate it. Thank y'all.
Good
Thank
to talk to you. I never really talked to you a whole lot. I know your family, where you come from, man.
Yeah.
Well,
anytime.
We're gonna have you back on for sure. When
Tell Jay and Sandra I said hello.
I sure will.
Hopefully this will be the start of the launching pad of us having this post game interview with a state championship.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Be awesome.
I think it's gonna happen.
And everything. Yeah.
And I'm got some jokes too. If you ever need any jokes,
I'm ready, Coach.
Let's everyone.
Yeah.
Awesome, Coach. Thank you so
All right,
much.
man. Thank
And y'all, always a good day to be a Goldthwaite Eagle. Travis, we're signing off.
See y'all.
See ya.